Welcome to the Identity and Alignment, Pillar 1. We're going to give you a quick intro video here. So let's take a few minutes and let's take a peek at the intro video.
Welcome to Module 1. Here, we focus on your true identity and aligning it with your highest goals. Let us build your foundation.
It feels like you're moving at 100 miles an hour, but you aren't the one steering. You're on autopilot, spending every waking hour putting out fires and managing crises, while somewhere deep down, you know you're leaking time and energy that you'll never get back. It's exhausting, and it's easy to think the friction is your fault, that you just aren't smart enough or working hard enough to keep up. But the best strategies in the world won't work if the person executing them is still following an old internal pattern of failure. Information is everywhere, but you can't simply download a new set of tactics onto a foundation that is wired to stay stressed and overwhelmed. To change the result, you have to wake up and look closely at the hidden rules you've been following without even realizing it. We start by taking an honest look at the broken pieces of how you see yourself. These cracks represent the specific ways your brain naturally lies to you, filtering out the truth just to keep you feeling comfortable and safe. Most people live trapped inside the machine, reactive, constantly pulled by business demands and heavy emotions. You must become the person outside that chaos. Learn to override biological alarms and intentionally design the life you actually want to lead. Moving forward means leaving that reactive state behind for good and stepping into a position of actual command. The rules you follow for handling money, conflict, or stress were likely handed to you before you were 7 years old. You didn't choose them. You inherited them from your parents, your teachers, and the world around you. Even though you're an adult, your brain still treats those old patterns as facts. This is why you might sabotage a new opportunity. Your mind is pulling you back to a familiar baseline of struggle, simply because that's what it was taught. You have to find exactly where those old patterns are hiding and expose the secret rewards you get from staying stuck, like the sympathy you get for being burnt out, or the relief of lower expectations. It is impossible to build something new as long as you are following the outdated advice of a version of yourself that no longer exists. When things get difficult, your brain's natural security guard takes over. It floods your system with stress hormones that physically shut down your ability to think logically. This is when people make their worst, most fear-based mistakes. You cannot think your way out of a bad physical state. Never make a long-term, life-altering decision when you are exhausted, angry, or overwhelmed. To stop that spiral, use the 3-second rule. The moment you feel yourself hesitating or trying to talk yourself out of a hard task, you have exactly 3 seconds to move your body and just do it. If you wait any longer, those old patterns will win every time. If you've already lost that window, take a full minute to reset. Step away from your desk, splash cold water on your face, or go for a quick walk. You have to force a physical change to snap your mind back into focus. Think of this as a tourniquet for your emotions. You have to stop the internal bleeding before you can apply any long-term strategy to your business or your life. Once you're in control of yourself, you have to secure your perimeter. You need to build a vault around your time and energy to keep the external chaos from flooding back in. This starts with a simple audit. Notice which tasks drain you, like people-pleasing or micromanaging fires, and which tasks actually move you forward, like clear strategy and being truly present with the people you love. Protecting your energy means getting comfortable with the word no. It is the only way to clear out the people and habits that are constantly dragging you back down. When you've set a limit, you have to enforce it without debating, justifying, or apologizing for your choice. If someone crosses a line, you simply walk away or end the conversation. Most people base their choices on what feels comfortable, but a life built on comfort will eventually fall apart. Your decisions have to be based on what actually works. As you change, you'll likely feel a strange sense of guilt. You might feel like you're leaving old friends or family members behind as your standards begin to rise. It is okay to let that old version of yourself go. The person you were in the past did their job. They got you here, but they cannot lead you where you're going next. We often tell ourselves that we'll eventually rise to the level of our biggest goals and dreams. But the truth is, when life gets difficult, you don't rise to your ambitions. you drop to the quality of the systems you've built for yourself. By fixing your internal patterns and securing your time, you are raising your floor. You're making sure that even on your most difficult day, you only fall back to a baseline of discipline and success. The blueprint is ready. It's time to build.
I hope you enjoyed that small presentation. I hope you understand what we're looking at. So let's dive on in. Let's get into 1.1. Make sure you have your notebooks out and bring those questions to your group support calls with me.